Hi, I'm Pfeffer-Hahn. Welcome to Filing Your FAFSA, where we dive into the essential tips for successfully completing the free application for Federal Student Aid, or FAFSA, application. Navigating the financial aid process can be daunting, but this can help maximize your chances of securing funding for your education. From starting early to utilizing helpful tools, let's unlock the key strategies to streamlining your FAFSA experience and secure the financial support that you're going to need for college. Stick around to the end to see if you can answer 3 important questions about the video. All right, so you're going to want to start early. Begin the FAFSA process as soon as possible to maximize your chances of receiving aid. You should plan on an hour of time, including getting together all the needed paperwork that they'll ask you about. You're going to need verified account username and password, your FSA ID. You're going to create this the first time you log in. You're going to need the parent or spouse contributor name and date of birth, social security number, and email address. You'll also need income and asset information if it's required. You're going to need to make sure and log in as yourself, which is either a parent or a student. And this is a key step. If you're a student, choose the first option. And why are you going to do this? Because some of your personal information, date of birth, social security, will automatically load into your application. And this is going to prevent you from running into a common error that occurs when you're verified on the FAFSA ID and when that doesn't match your FAFSA information. Is when people complete the FAFSA form, they choose the wrong enrollee, believing that since they need their parents' information, they choose parent, or parents will choose it as a child because they're filling it out for their children. Remember, this is the student's application. When the FAFSA form says you or your, it's referring to the student, so make sure to enter the student's information there. If the form is asking for your parents' information, it's going to specify that in the question. You're also going to need to gather necessary documents and collect information like your tax returns, your W-2 forms, and bank statements to provide accurate financial information for either yourself or your parents. Luckily now you can use the IRS data retrieval tool to link you or your parents' tax information directly from the IRS, and this is going to avoid so many errors and streamline the process. FAFSA says that one of the most difficult parts of filing the FAFSA form is entering the financial information, but thanks to this partnership with the IRS, students and parents who are eligible can automatically transfer the necessary tax information into their FAFSA form using this IRS DRT. It's the most accurate way to enter your information into the form, so when you see the option to proceed to the IRS button, take advantage of it. Make sure that you list all the schools, including schools that you're considering, up to 10, even if you haven't been accepted yet. You want to ensure that they receive your financial information, and this is so that even your backup or reach schools have that information as soon as possible, and they can begin to get your financial aid plans together as well. You can make changes in under 10 steps, but it is a pain, so make sure you save the hassle by entering all the 10 schools that you might choose. You need to double check your information, so review the FAFSA for accuracy before submitting it to prevent delays or processing errors. You can go in and find any errors, but it does mean going back in and in fact delaying the process. Instead, review carefully the data that you've already entered. Applying for scholarships. Explore additional financial aid opportunities beyond the federal aid by researching and applying for scholarships. Some scholarships are merit-based, meaning that you earn them by meeting or exceeding certain standards set by the scholarship giver. Merit scholarships might be awarded based on academic achievement or a combination of academics and special talents, traits, or interests. So if you have an unusual interest, take a look online. There may be money available for your passion. Other scholarships are based on financial need. Many scholarships are geared towards particular groups of people. For instance, there are scholarships for women or graduate students, and some are available because of where you or your parents work, or because you came from a certain background. For instance, there are scholarships for military families. A scholarship might cover the entire cost of your tuition, or it might be a one-time award of a few $100s. Either way, it's worth applying for because it will help reduce the cost of your education. You can learn about scholarships in several ways, including contacting the financial aid office at the school you plan to attend, and checking information on public libraries online. Be careful and make sure that scholarship information offers you that you're getting are legitimate. And remember that you do not have to pay to find scholarships or other financial aid. So check out information on how to avoid scams. Here are the free sources of information about scholarship: financial aid office at your college or school, your high school counselor, the U.S. Department of Labor's free scholarship search tool, your state grant agency, your library's reference section, foundations, religious or community organizations, local businesses, or civic groups and organizations, including professional associations that are related to your field of interest, and ethnicity-based organizations. Your employer or your parents' employers might also be great scholarship sources. Be sure and meet your deadlines. Be aware of FAFSA's deadlines for federal, state, and institutional aid to avoid missing out on potential funding opportunities. Also, seek help if you need it. Don't hesitate to reach out to your school's financial aid office or to utilize the online resources for any questions or concern, because they do this all the time, so ask away. And then be sure and watch out for these particular common errors: not getting your FAFSA ID before filling out the form. It's important to get a studentaid.gov account username and password before filling out the FAFSA form, because when you register for your FSA ID, you may need to wait up to 3 days before you can sign into your FAFSA form electronically. You and your parents, if you're considered a dependent student, will each need their own separate FSA IDs to sign into the FAFSA form online. Don't share your FSA ID with each other. Doing so could cause problems or delays in your financial aid. So don't wait, and go ahead and get that number as soon as you can, because entering information that doesn't match your FSA ID information can create a problem. The Social Security Administration receives and verifies your information based on your name, Social Security, and date of birth. If you enter a different name, Social Security, or date of birth on the form, you're going to receive an error message. And this is often the result of a typo or mixing up the student and parent information. Avoid delays by triple checking the information that you entered. Make sure you're also aware of your income tax. The FAFSA form is asking you for your assessed income liability, not the amount of income tax withheld, and not your adjusted gross income. Since this can be complicated, you can again transfer your tax information onto the FAFSA form by using IRS DRT, as I mentioned before. As you embark on your FAFSA journey, remember that diligent preparation and attention to detail can make all the difference. Can you answer these 3 questions? Does it matter if you or your parents fill out the form? Will it only take you about an hour from the beginning to end to the process? And will FAFSA provide scholarship information that's available to you? Please keep these tips in mind, and may your path to financial aid be smooth and successful. Thanks for watching Finances and Filling Out Your FAFSA. I'm Kathy, and grateful to be a part of your financial journey empowerment. Please let me know the topics that you'd like covered in the comments, and for those who've already subscribed, thank you. But if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button so that you too can improve the way that you think about your relationship with money.